Njiram Bugwa, and I am presenting on behalf of IBK and just having this conversation with regards to the 19th annual conference. I'd like you to first and foremost, Karibu Sana.
Thank you.
I'd like you to first and foremost tell us what has been your experience. How do you like Mombasa? Is it your first time to have to come to the conference? So far, your name's first.
Okay, my name is Jerry Jomo.
Yes.
I'm the CEO and Principal Officer of Jubilee Health Insurance. I attend quite a number of AIBK conferences, and it's always quite a pleasure. The discussions, the engagements, always worthwhile for all of us.
Excellent. So tell us about Jubilee Insurance.
Jubilee Health Insurance is a single line underwriter. All we do is health insurance. We are the leading health insurer in Kenya and in the region. Are part of Jubilee Holdings, which has also life insurance, it has asset management. But on a broader level, we are part of the Aga Khan Development Network, which has quite a number of investments within this region, from the hospitals to the schools, to media like Nation Media Group, to DTB, to Farmers Choice, to Serena, because really for us it's about improving the lives of the communities that we serve. So that's really our focus. But for Jubilee Health Insurance, we do health insurance for the full spectrum, right from the person who is bottom of the pyramid, as is often defined, to the other end where you can do international medical. We're able to provide insurance not just for individuals, from SMEs and MSMEs, from as little as 3 people to large corporates. So for us, what we do, what we understand, what we do exceptionally well is health insurance.
That's awesome. So tell us about today's customer. For instance, how has it been compared to the customer who did not really understand the importance of having a life cover or a health cover in this case? And how do you make sure that you get to them? You get to them to understand your product, and also to be able to understand the kind of rights they have over their claims, for instance.
So a lot of changes around the consumer of today. One of the things we consider is they do really want personalization. One size fits all really is not quite as interesting as perhaps before. You sort of had one product off the shelf, everyone would buy it. Today people want to say, but I walk, but I do some workout. Why should I be paying the same premium as someone who doesn't? And that's great. And I think those are great conversations for us to have. The other thing about the customer of today, everything is urgent. Everything is urgent. They're not going to come to your offices. They want to do it on a gadget. They want to finish fairly quickly. But it's quite interesting. We see a great split for the digital natives, comfortable with no paperwork, comfortable with never meeting anyone. But for those who are not, you find the other extreme. They want paper. They want to meet you. And it's then caused all of us to be quite conscious of making sure that we take care of all of these divergent needs. The other thing for us, more specifically to health insurance, more speaks to what we're seeing around the disease burden. We're beginning to see lifestyle diseases earlier and earlier. When you'd see hypertension, diabetes, we are now seeing it at a much earlier age. We now have a new age of mental illness, which perhaps is not something we discussed very often previously. So the consumer of today is facing a different dynamic in terms of disease burden. But you also realize today we're not dealing with where they had jobs for 20 years, where you worked with one employer until for the rest of your life. So that has to be considered in the type of products. Our conversation consistently is how we remain relevant to that consumer and are able to help them build resilience. Because if you think about it, what insurance does, it's security. You build resilience. It's a risk management tool. As you build your wealth, you build your resilience. You stay without a health insurance, you're self-insuring, right? You put your car on the road without insurance, forget that policeman, you're self-insuring, right? You decide not to plan for your children's education, that time will still come, but you are self-insuring.
Right.
And for us, in fact, increasingly, I like to say, I think insurance is a form of, it's a love language. You're telling your family, I care enough to do something ahead of time to make sure that no matter what happens,
you're safe.
I can always make sure that you're fine.
That's right. And lastly, as we wind up, what has been your takeout from the conference so far? And what do you think you want to see different in your sector, in your industry, in days to come, especially with regards to, for instance, the government, the economy, and also the region?
there are many great conversations today because we're discussing the future. One of the biggest conversations today was about AML and the fact that we are actually grey listed and how big an impact that is for us, not just as an insurance industry, but as a country in general, and why it behoves all of us to actually take these principles to action. And I think there's a better appreciation across the board on why this compliance is necessary, why regulation in this area continues to be enhanced. I'm glad that we are having those conversations. The other big conversation today was on technology.
Yes.
And the workforce of the future. Yes. Again, great conversations on hybrid working, on AI, and how we enable and leadership in these times. So a lot of great insights discussing what the future looks like. And I think really building a strong foundation for some areas, because we're seeing the industry is at an inflection point.
Absolutely.
Some real conversations must be had. And I think failing to plan is planning to fail. I'm glad that we are having the conversations that make us a bit more future-proof.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. I really do wish you the very best and enjoy yourself when you're here.
Thank you.